What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Horsepower Obsessed. Welcome back to Corvette Weekly. This is, of course, the show where we're going to discuss everything and anything Corvette. So, yeah, if you came here for Corvette information, Corvette hangout, you're in the right place. So, today is the day that we get this guy with us. So, David is joining us to kind of enhance the Corvette isms. So,
Enhance.
yeah,
I need a shirt. Enhance the isms. I like that.
enhance the isms. Yep, there we go. What's
Yeah.
up, everybody? I see Joey Cuts, Mark,
Yep.
Kevin,
Joey.
Jason, and that DBM Racing guy's even in the chat. I don't know who that dude is, but yeah. So
We were trying
guys,
to get 50 thumbs up before you even logged
I,
on.
I
That
was
was
gonna
my
say
goal.
let's get those thumbs ups going because ideally we get to 100 by 8 o'clock. That's always the goal. 100 by 8, 200 by
Yep.
8:30. So right off the bat, just start. Let's hit the ground running. Smash that thumbs up button. We're going to be talking about a lot of cool stuff tonight, and I'm not going to waste any time tonight. We have a giveaway from Solar Performance for the for tonight. So just tonight, it's going to be any throttle body for any Corvette that they make. So pretty much the C7 or C8 at this point. So regardless of what Corvette you have, they have a ported throttle body for you, and you can win that tonight. The same details as always. $10 is an entry, $50 or more is double entries. So make sure you're getting in on grabbing that stuff because yeah, you can you could even win a set of 92 millimeter ported throttle bodies for your C8 Z06, which is typically like a $1,200 part. You could win that tonight. So if you want to grab
Nice.
a throttle body, but you've been a little hesitant because of the price, this is the best way to get them for as cheap as possible. And even if you don't win, it might be a good idea for you to go afterwards to the website to Solar Performance and put in the code HPO5 when you go to buy,
Yep.
and that will save you some money too. But for now, let me grab my phone. This is just so I can see whenever I get any kind of entries here, guys. So let's hit the ground running. Like I said, smash those thumbs ups, and let's go. Let's start with the entries. Let's make sure everybody's getting a fair chance at this, of course, because you're not going to want to miss this one. And right off the bat, Charles goes in big.
Charles is in.
Chuck is in big. Look at that. It's for my ZR1 fund. He says, "Thanks, Charles. That's awesome. Really appreciate that." So that's going to be, yeah. Charles is already in for 80 entries, so he's hitting the ground running. He heard somebody say that and took it to heart. So
Yep.
Charles 80. All right, so we are in big for Charles here, but doesn't mean anything, guys. I've seen it before. Whenever someone enters big like that, sometimes they don't win. So don't let that scare you off. But either way, guys, yeah, David's taking care of it tonight. He says hit that thumbs up. Really helps the channel. It's free, and it would be really cool. I'd appreciate it if you smash those thumbs ups. Definitely a nice giveaway, says the other David in the house, David Z06. So
Yep.
that still applies to either David. So. and
It does. And did you see Joe's posting in the chat real quick? That's pretty cool, Joe Lamb. I guess he got signed or he got approval or got set up for spacing for an E-race section at
Oh
Carlisle.
yeah. So we're gonna discuss that
Yeah,
in a
that's cool.
second.
Yeah, that is cool. Well
It is
done,
very
Joe
cool.
Lamb.
Yep, it is really cool, and I thought it was really awesome that one of my subscribers, actually maybe the only E-Ray subscriber other than Joe, signed up to be part of it. So Ricky's gonna be there with him already. So that's cool. Very awesome. That this
Yeah, that's cool,
entire
man.
live video thing has really started to like put subscribers together in a way. I mean, I've
Yep.
talked about it before with Kevin and Dan and Maria that they became friends because of this chat, and that's really awesome. It's a fantastic thing.
Yep.
But yeah, that's true too. Anthony George says it's the Corvette or the garage makeover fund because that's going to take some money to do as well. Chili Pepper asks, "Are we going to the Corvette invasion?" Yes. So me and David both will be there. That will be near July 20th. I think it's the 17th
Yeah.
or 18th. But either way, David and I will both be there. Still kind of moving things around to see if we can get either one of our cars there as well. But as of now, for sure, we'll both be there in person at least. Okay, let's see. We've got another entry from Kevin. Kevin's the other guy that goes in crazy big on this stuff. So by that, I mean absolute fantastic things. Charles, Kevin, you guys are fantastic supporters of the channel. It's very, very, very appreciated.
Absolutely. Oh, and Joe, it says a 10% discount for the price of your ticket as well. Nice.
Nice.
I mean, that's I put in chat too. I wonder, Kevin Horan, he does a lot with the Grand Sport community. Next year, not this year, but next year, you guys are going to have some new entries, new people to park with you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because Kevin Horan's like, well, he was the Grand Poobah for a while, but like he's like they do the big Grand Sport parking, so that'll be cool too.
Yep, it's definitely going to be different. It might even actually be this year, to be honest with you. With these Grand Sports are coming out.
The first ones, the allocations are out early.
Yep, they're going to be out real soon.
Cool.
All right, guys, we got about 100 people in here watching. Let's smash those thumbs ups. We got 50 thumbs up so far, so that's about half. We can keep going with that. But in the meantime, I do want to mention really quickly, of course, the sponsor of tonight's video, which we actually have two. The first one, however, is going to be a black screen. How do you guys like that? That's a pretty cool sponsor, right?
I love the black screen.
All right, so for real, though, it is, of course, NCM Insurance. I like mentioning this whenever David's on because he has that insurance on a bunch of his cars. And, yeah, you can have it on a bunch of yours, too.
For you to bring that, I have been waiting for you to bring that up this week.
Oh, yeah? What story do you have for us?
Well, I just did my renewal for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I have my 24 Z06, my 2012 Z06, my 72 C10, my Dodge Challenger, my Dodge Dart, my Mustang, and it was $1,900 for the whole year.
Wow. So what is that? 7 cars? Six or seven? Six cars. $1,900. That's typically the price of one really fast car. You've got like six really fast cars.
I literally just paid it this week, and I was like, I can't wait for Justin to bring this up on the live stream. So, I mean, again, they're all garage kept, but still, I mean, that's bonkers, man. That
is extremely cheap. So, guys, as usual, NCM Insurance, and I'm going to have a really interesting story about NCM Insurance next Monday night. I'm going to bring that. It's going to be, trust me, you're going to love it. But it is a really awesome insurance provider to have, especially if you have a car or multiple cars that aren't driven every day and like David said, specifically are garage kept. This is kind of like a fun toy car insurance kind of thing. So it's for cars that you don't drive every day, stuff that you're not going to go to Walmart and pick up groceries in. But at the same time, it has just as good coverage, if not better, than some of your other insurance providers. And in this case, you get to set your own values on your car. You know, they do have to be agreed upon values, but if you decide, your Z06, which is normally worth, 110, 120 grand, but you have a bunch of mods in it like I do, where now it's worth maybe more like 150, you can tell them, hey, I want to insure this for 150 grand. If something happens to it, that's what would be paid out. So it's really an interesting policy whenever you get down to that kind of detail with it, because you set the value, not the insurance company, not the blue book, which is really, really convenient. So again, guys, if you haven't checked them out, like I said before, it's free. It'll take a couple minutes of your time to run a quote. Even if you don't think you want to switch, even if you don't think that it's going to be cheaper for you, click get a quote, go through the options there, and under the where did you hear about us field, just put in HPO26. That's going to make sure that they know exactly where you came from and why you're there, and they're going to give you a quote pretty quickly. And odds are good it's going to beat your current insurance. If it doesn't, it's not going to cost you anything except for a couple minutes of your time. So check it out. Even if you're not looking to change, I'm telling you, you might be surprised. So anyway, that's my spiel for NCM Insurance for this week. But the other sponsor for tonight, of course, is Solar Performance. We have the go-ahead to give away one of their throttle bodies for any one of the Corvettes. So C7 or C8, whatever model you have, if they make the throttle body, you can win it tonight. I've already got 2 entries. One from Kevin Reynolds, the other one from Charles Samaha, and really appreciate it from both you guys, of course. But they're the only 2 entries right now, guys. So when it comes down to winning these throttle bodies, like I said, if you get a set of 92s for your Z06, that's literally like a $1,200 option. But if you're sitting there on the other end of this screen and saying, well, Justin, I don't have a Z06, that's okay. If you have a Stingray, an E-Ray, or any of those Corvettes, you can actually get a throttle body for that car too. So don't think it has to be a Z06, but at the same time, if it is, that's okay too. So anyway, guys, Solar Performance, you guys have heard me talk about them a lot. And of course, we have the Joe Lur on here as well. He's going to talk to us a little bit about Criswell and the Vet Exchange here. So let's go ahead and kick it over to Joe and let him talk about some Corvettes for sale. Joe?
Hey, everybody. Hey, Justin. Hey, David. Another great week here with all of you. So tonight, what I wanted to do was talk about Griswell. Obviously, everyone knows that they are a partner sponsor of the HPO Vet Exchange and the channel. We have a brand new car that you have not seen yet, which I'll get into in a moment. And then we have actually 2 Z06s in total this week. So a double Z06 week. The first one is a white Z06. It is a sticker price of $125,570. It's a 1LZ. However, it is a really nice build. If you're looking for a track car, of course, you want as light as possible. And even if you want a looker, you're not settling, even though it's a 1LZ. So it's Arctic white. It has the adrenaline red interior. And for those that know this, on the 1LZ, it's one of the few colors that when you order, in this case, the red seats, you have all the black dash trim and door panels and the red threading throughout. That's pretty unique to the adrenaline red. They don't really do that with a lot of the other 1LZs where you have to pay for stitching and all sorts of other, color two-tone combinations. You have to jump to the 2LZ or 3LZ. So that is a really nice looking situation. It has the black wheels, black spider wheels. It has the bright red painted calipers, which obviously are a home run with the interior as well as the black wheels. It has a torch red seatbelt, so pulls in the red threading, the red seats along with the black dash and door panels. And it also has the carbon flash metallic painted spoiler as well as the side mirrors. So the HPO special price, ready? $113,269, $12,301 off sticker. And I would seriously, as an owner of a CO6, suggest if you're thinking about getting a Grand Sport and you haven't yet pulled the trigger, this is in the price range that I certainly would consider a Z06. Not that the Grand Sport's not going to be a great vehicle, but once you hear that flat plane crank and have 670 horsepower, it's going to be pretty hard to come away from that. So that is the first one tonight. And the second one is actually a 2LZ convertible Z06. Hysteria purple, natural interior, sticker 145, has the SpiderTech bronze aluminum wheels, GT2 bucket seats, engine appearance package, which has the clear window. It has the tan seat belts to match the natural interior. And the special price we have tonight is $15,573 off sticker, better known as $130,573. So if you're looking for a convertible and a 2LZ, we got you covered. If you're looking for a Z06 and don't want to spend a ton of money but want a ton of performance, a 1LZ in white, black wheels, red interior, red Brembos, very sharp build. So those are the two vehicles for this week. I did want to remind everybody, if you have a Corvette and you're looking to sell it, whether you're upgrading to a new one, another pre-owned one, or just looking to sell it for now, our HPO Vet Exchange can absolutely assist you in doing that. So keep that in mind also. For all the above, you only get the special pricing if you come to us at HPO Vet Exchange, or you can email, obviously, Justin directly. We will do the VIP intro white glove service. And those that have been purchasing over the last couple of months have had nothing but really good positive feedback for Jason and the team at Griswold. They're a great bunch of guys. They know their stuff, and no fuss, no muss. The only thing additional to the prices I've stated is just simply sales tax and DMV. There are no additional fees for ABC. There's no dock fee, just bare bones pricing for great cars. The other thing I wanted to just remind everybody, as you may have your summer plans into the fall, Justin will be joining our car show in New Jersey at the County College of Morris, September 20th. Jot that down. I will also be there as well. We'd love to see all of you on tonight, and any others that you might want to bring. It is a totally open car show. We have 70 trophies. We have 10 classes for Corvettes, 17 classes for non-Corvettes. We're expecting 300 to 400 cars. So please come out and see us and mark it down. And lastly, I wanted to mention that tonight's giveaway, obviously, that you've heard about. Again, C7 variants, all variants, as well as all C8 variants. We have a throttle body for each and every one of those. They range anywhere from 91 all the way up to 103. If you've got the mods for the car, you know, in the C7 world, the 103 will work. It comes with the adapter as well, so it will fit, you know, the standard intakes on those cars. And as Justin mentioned, the black Z06 that are $1,200 plus are available if you win, or you can pick the polished all billet aluminum as well if you prefer to go that route. And I also wanted to share that I actually had a buddy of mine help me install recently on a car the throttle bodies. And most of you have heard that it's not exactly a lot of fun, although David is the master of it and Justin, but there is a airbox that has to come out, as you know. And getting to that is actually not too bad. It's really just disassembling your trunk, taking the liner out, taking the bolts out of the firewall, which is really straightforward. But getting the airbox out to get to the throttle bodies, there is 2 bolts located at the very bottom of that airbox. One on the driver's side, not so bad. The one on the passenger side can be a bear, and some people have claimed to spend probably an hour being able to get at it and finally get it out. So tonight what we wanted to do, with the help of my friend, we refer to him as Dr. Mark, locally in the Corvette Club. His real name is Mark. He actually did a quick video with me to show the you know, contraption, if you will, or set of socket combinations that make it actually very, very accessible, take away that feeling of not being able to do it yourself. And lastly, getting that bolt back in literally took 4 minutes, which has got to be a record, because that is not an easy task based on where it is in the engine bay. So with no further ado, Justin, I think you have that queued up.
Still working on it.
But in the meantime,
Yeah.
In the meantime, David,
if you do not
comment.
have the stock airbox and you have an Eventuri or a Corsa or whatever you have, it's even easier, because all you have to do is loosen the couplers and pull them down over the aftermarket airbox, and then just bolt them right off. One bolt is a pain in the butt.
I've done this
It's
before.
one bolt a pain in the butt.
And I don't know how you guys do it.
We use a little stubby, like a 10 mil with like a little stubby wrench, and it gets in there.
I don't know. I literally found it easier to remove the entire intake manifold. I'm not even joking. Like, I don't even want to mess with that stock airbox.
I'm telling you,
the stock was not great. You that one, you can get it out, and I walked one of the subscribers. He emailed me through how to get the throttle bodies off without removing the stock airbox, and it's doable. It's just not great, but yeah, with the Eventuri, man, it's like whoosh, done. It's just that one on the bottom, man.
Yes, Anthony George. Anthony
Yeah.
George puts it in perfect terms. He says, "Just remove the engine." And I'll tell you what. As much as I know that I know you're joking, dropping the engine on this car would be a lot easier to do some of this stuff, especially headers. I will tell you without a doubt, if you're doing headers, dropping the engine would probably be easier than doing it while that stuff's still in the car.
Yeah,
Well,
mine's out right now.
we had come to the conclusion that, all this was designed and dropped in the car, and they figured they'd let the Chevy service dealers have to deal with that bolt.
100%.
And they probably chuckled quite a bit. But yeah, it's in probably the very worst location you could possibly
put it. And see, the thing is the location's not that bad if you're working on that engine outside of the car, which is exactly what GM did. So real quick though, I got to mention, I just saw David Z06 actually entered the giveaway. Thank you, David. Oh. I don't know how I missed that, but I do want to obviously shout you out because I appreciate the support. You're going to be in for 40 entries on that. So we actually have a pretty decent battle happening here currently. We got 3 pretty heavy hitters all going in for these throttle bodies. Definitely cool.
I mean, dude, for the anodized black ones, if that's what you want for the 92s, you can't beat this, man. Like this is massive.
All right, so I'm not sure what's going on with this video, Joe. For some reason, I try to upload it and it deletes it right out of YouTube. So I'm not sure how we're going to show this. This might be something that I have to show later. I have no idea why I would be doing that. That would be really annoying if that was in a video that I needed to put out as a public video. So I'm not sure what's going on. But guys, I will include this in the video that I'll be doing here very soon. I'll throw this video in because Joe and his friend actually do show a pretty clever way of getting to that passenger side bolt. And Joe and his friend, when they were doing this, never did this before. And they were able to get it done pretty quickly. So there must be a little bit of a trick with this particular extension setup that he was using. So I will include that in a future video because for some reason I cannot get it to play tonight. But worst case, we'll talk about it again next Monday night.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Have a good show. I'll be watching.
All right. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you. Appreciate the video, too, for the bolt. That's good stuff, brother.
100%.
Yeah. No problem.
That's good stuff.
Yeah,
bye, everybody.
And we'll see you, Joe. Charles, I agree with this. There are some people that want to keep everything kind of stock-ish, but for the most part, I would be the same way, and I think David is too. I can personally tell you that I've never removed a stock air intake on these cars and put it back. If I take that off, an inventory or something's going on. So Charles says once you pull the stock air box, you're never going to want to reinstall it. 100%.
Oh, it is. I did it on a friend's car. It is a beast.
It's not even just that it's a beast. Why if you're going through all that effort, put on an aftermarket one.
No,
like,
we took it off for a different reason. We were checking some things, but like literally, I was like, "This sucks, bro. I wish you had an aftermarket intake."
Right.
You owe me on this one, buddy.
Like, yeah, this is more than just a dinner.
Yeah, this sucks.
All right, so we got 2 more entries. We got Paul and Joey Cutts, I think. Yep. Awesome. So yeah, we got Joey Cutts is in for a good bit.
All right, Joey.
He's in for.
Joey's got some upgrades, man. Joey's got some RFC. Joey's got some inventory love. Joey's getting a manifold. I can't wait to see his car, Carlisle.
Oh yeah, that's right. You haven't seen it yet. Wait until you see it because it's we got to park. Him and I parked basically side by side at the Criswell show, and he's got a real nice Seawolf gray with ZR1 wing, and it's like almost a mirror. And then I'm looking at his wheels. I was like, man, those are nice, but like I don't want to go complimenting somebody else's, other than Forge Light wheels. Come to find they're Forge Light, and I'm like, of course they are. That's why I thought they were so nice.
Exactly.
So, yeah, really cool.
Joey's a good dude.
Yeah,
and look, Rob with a Z06 is here. Rob, what's up, brother?
Rob with a Z06? Oh, yes, he is. What's up, man?
How's it going, brother? Good to see you, man.
It is good to see you. So it's always an awesome time whenever Rob's in the house.
Yeah, he's got a website or something launching soon. I saw on one of his things. Let me know if you need some help with anything, Rob.
Yeah, same here. I'm always willing to lend a hand. So
Texas Clay, if you have a stock air box, then yeah, that box is gonna have to come out for you to do that without having to curse yourself to death to put the 92s in, buddy.
Yeah. So Dan has also a Seawolf Gray Z06, and he's saying Joey's car is fire. I think that's awesome. So at the Criswell show, we had 6 Seawolf Gray cars show up, which was really pretty cool.
Well, we're working on something fire to add to his Seawolf Gray. So wait till you see when we're done with it. Wait till you see.
Sounds crazy.
It's gonna be sexy. And then that means, see, Dan will be there with his, so then we'll have Dan. So Dan, you're gonna have to step up. Justin's already stepped up. Joey's on the plate. Dan.
I'm sure.
Well, and Joey's not gonna be Seawolf Gray.
Yeah, his is probably gonna be Rapid Blow.
I don't know.
You don't have a good poker face, David.
I know I do. It's all right. At least you know I'm not BS.
Right, yeah. All right, so Texas Clay, like David said, yeah, you would want to remove the airbox for the ease of installation. Like I said, on that stock yellow car that I did the dyno on, I actually removed the intake manifold. I found that to be easier, but that's only because I had done at least one prior to that. So I don't necessarily recommend that to somebody who hasn't done that before. But in this case, I'd probably just remove the air intake. And yeah, like put an Eventuri back instead. You won't regret it. I mean, the Eventuri, the JLT, the Corsa, any of these aftermarket air intakes, you're going to make additional power with. And they're not, I mean, especially the JLT, it's not horribly priced.
No, for bang for your buck, it's hard to beat. I even like, I'm not a fan of the look of the JLT. The Corsa actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
To me, the Eventuri, the look of it's ridiculous.
The biggest difference
always performed better.
Yeah.
Always.
The biggest difference in the price between the two is really just that you see the Eventuri and that it's made out of carbon fiber. I mean, if you're a car show guy, the Eventuri is a no-brainer. But if you're just looking for the performance and don't care about the look, JLT.
Well, you can get the panels and stuff for the Corsa to kind of have that exposed, and it has a carbon fiber look. But by the time you buy all that, it's the same price as the Eventuri, and the Eventuri performs way better. So
yeah. E-Vapors, what's up, man? He's in the house. He says, enjoying the show tonight.
Up, man?
Love the Corvette platform. Drive them. Absolutely. That's 100% accurate. You're not going to take it with you, if you know what I mean. So drive the car. Put some miles on it.
That's right. Don't save it for the next guy.
Right. E-Vapors, that's actually going to get you entered into the giveaway tonight, too. I don't know if you have I don't think you do have a ported throttle body, but you just got yourself an entry. So that should help out a little bit. So let's see what else we got here. I saw a question I wanted to address, and I don't remember what it was now. Oh, we are going to actually talk really quickly. Well, actually, not really quickly, about the 2027 builder is available now online. And I went through and built my 2027 ZR1, and I'd been kind of upset about the fact that the 2027 ZR1s was going to be $15,000 more than my 2026 ZR1. Come to find, I was wrong about that. It's $20,000 more. And I'm like,
I was just going to say.
So it's literally, and actually I'll show you, I still have it pulled up here. I'm going to, on my build tool, because it saves all your builds. This is the build here. So it was, the one on the right is my 2026. It was $223,160. And on the left is the 2027. It's $242,855. So it's like $200, $300 away from being $20,000 more. And thanks to, I believe, Hot Rod Todd, we have the information straight from GM that tells us that this price increase was just cuts. Not because prices went up on parts or anything like that. They did it because they wanted to pad their pockets. That's $20,000 extra dollars that GM is getting for each one of these cars in their pocket for nothing. I'll tell you what, it ends up making this really, really, really not a fun experience. So especially when you're like, I know David's got some crazy secrets right now with his car, but at the same time, you already know he tuned it. And with the mods and the tuning and blah, 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 for the Z06, it really starts to put it in perspective that Z06 is the best bang for the buck. I've mentioned this multiple times. And after Joe gets off the channel here and he shows you some of the cars you can get brand new for almost 100 flat, the Z06 is the best bang for the buck. And why you would want to pass that up for a Grand Sport, or in this case a ZR1, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. The ZR1's got crazy power, but is it worth over $100,000 more than I paid for my Z06? I honestly, I can't say yes.
And I kind of like, it kind of sticks in my craw a little bit that the only reason they did up it, not 15, 20, was because they're like, oh, we're selling a ton of these things. That's $20,000 more.
Yep.
Not just, oh yeah, oh man, the parts went up, this went up, that went up. Nope, we're selling a bunch of them, so we're gonna ask 20 grand more.
Yeah. And
That's
that's
exactly what
the sad part is they're adding 20 grand more because they're selling a bunch, but
Yeah.
they could actually be selling even more if the dealers weren't charging over MSRP.
I agree, but they're still gonna sell every one they make.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. Even at the
that's
two.
what GM, yep, they looked at it and went, well, let's not leave that money on the table. Because they don't get that ADM money.
Exactly. And you know what's funny is that they did the exact same thing with the C8 Z06. Whenever the C8 Z06 was first announced, and you guys can go check this out if you want. It's on Jay Leno's channel. If you guys remember, I made a video talking about how 3 different dealerships had told me the car was going to start at $89,995. And that was before fees or taxes or anything like that. It was going to be right at 90 grand, basically. And when the car came out at 106, or at the time, I think it was 106. I was like, that's interesting. I was told from a very reliable source this was going to be well under 100. If you go and watch Jay Leno's channel, whenever he first drove the Z06, he specifically asks, I think it was Aaron Link that's in the car with him. It's either Aaron Link or Josh Holder. I can't remember which one. He asked the person from GM there, he said, how much is this going to start for? He's like, I know you probably can't answer, but how much is it going to start for? And he says it's going to be under 100.
Under 100.
And that's the first official confirmation. And that was 2 months, 3 months maybe after the video I put out saying that it was going to start at $89,995. GM does this because they realized, okay, here's the car at $89,995, and the anticipation and the hype for this car was already through the roof. They knew those ADMs were coming and they weren't going to see a dime of it. So they said, you know what, let's cash in on the extra, in this case, 16 grand. And now they're doing the same thing on the ZR1 to some degree. So it's crazy.
Well, and they kind of bait and switched the Stingray too. The Stingray was $59,995.
And they made one of them, from what I understand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm saying they kind of did it's going to be 60 grand, and then all of a sudden, whoa, wait, what happened? Yep. Well, but that's the thing. They don't get the ADMs, and ZR1s are still getting ADMs. They're not 100K over like they were, but they're getting them. So GM's like, I'll take that money, which now that the X is out, that's going to force dealers to bring their ADM down. So the ADM is going to be less money for the dealer, and GM will get more money.
Yep.
There you go.
So ZR1 Mark says that he paid with his kids for his ZR1. And he's like, worth it.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Still, if you can get one at MSRP, still like where you're at looking, performance wise for a dollar is still insane. Like it's bonkers. But that white one was, what was that, 113 grand or something? The brand new Z06 that Joe just had on?
Yep, 113, brand new.
You put 40K into that, you're at 150, and you'll probably be insanely happy with the result you get. And that's what a lot of us paid for ours when we got them originally.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, that's I paid for my Seawolf Gray Z06 exactly $140,000 out the door. That was with taxes and everything, and that's a Z07 package car, and I mean basically loaded. Minus it's a 2LZ instead of a 3LZ. That's the only option it was missing. So
right,
and I'm in the process of kind of converting it to a 3LZ. You guys will see what I'm talking about here soon. But anyway, it's again, I don't know. It does, especially if you're looking at a Grand Sport versus the price difference. I can't see it.
At first I thought, okay, maybe, but now the fact that you have these deep discounts, I knew. Because honestly, a decked out Grand Sport, again, it's going to be a cool car. Don't get me wrong. I love the fact that we've got the LS6 in the Grand Sport and the Stingray. That's amazing. Like I want to see it get into other stuff. I want to see it in a Camaro. Like I want all kinds of stuff. But you're going to be at 113, 120 on a new Z06. It's not even the same ballpark when you're talking about car. Like it's not even the same. Like it's just not.
Yep.
Not even close.
Totally agree. So now that we've discussed that a little bit, guys, I do want to mention Joe Lamb is putting on at Corvettes at Carlisle. He is going to be hosting an E-Ray only kind of section. And I will put the link. Actually, you know what? I can copy it, put it right here in the chat.
I mean, that is just so cool too, man.
It's on Facebook, so you guys can go on there. And if you have an E-Ray or you have a friend with an E-Ray, let them know. Joe Lamb's a really cool dude. Click on that link right there in the chat. Go join in on his E-Ray only thing because he's actually making some I think it was wrist tags and stuff like that for the first 20 people that sign up. You're going to get it for free. And yeah, like I said, he's an awesome guy with a really cool looking E-Ray. There's going to be a bunch of other E-Rays there. You actually get to meet Ricky. He's going to be there too. He's in the chat. He's got a cool looking E-Ray. Go check him out. You guys will have a great time. Corvettes Carlisle is always a blast anyway, but it will be even better whenever you're amongst E-Ray friends.
Yeah. Joe, you'll have to answer. Can I get into that group just to be in that group? Not just park there, but to get into your Facebook group, just to be in it. I don't have an E-Ray, but I give them love. I give them love. And I'm glad Rob's in here tonight. Justin, we have this hard. Rob, answer in the comments. You have driven a Z06, your Z06, many times on the track. You've also driven like built Stingrays and just regular Stingrays. I don't know. Which one do you like better, Rob?
Oof. This is gonna turn into some fights later. So before he answers that, he just said that the ZR1 is cool and all, but the Z06 is hands down best car bang for your buck. I've said it 100 times. Best bang for the buck is always the Z06. It's not just the C8 Z06. It's the C5 Z06, the C6, the C7. They're always the best bang. And that's coming from a guy who has a C7 ZR1. I'm telling you now, if you're going to buy a C7 right now, and it's toss up between a ZR1 and a Z06 for you, the Z06 is the better bang for the buck. It's 100 less horsepower, but you're going to spend probably at least 100 grand less on it. Like,
oh yeah,
the Z06 is the better car.
You want.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get the spec you want. Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is too, like if you get some of the later year models, like you don't have to worry, even if you're not going to mod it, you don't have to worry about the cooling issues that the first year had on the 15s and stuff. You don't have to worry about that. But yeah, and Rob's driven his Z06 on the track all day long. So from somebody who knows bang for your buck for performance, he's not out there just speculating or pontificating. Rob's out there thrashing his car on the track. Like this guy is all the time on the track.
David's out here using words of the day on us. I feel like I actually just got smarter hearing that.
See, got to use them graduate school words.
Big boy words. Yeah, C7Z can be had for as low as 50K right now. Now, the one thing I would add to this is that in my experience, and of course your mileage may vary, I would go for the manual transmission version of the C7Z on either one, ZR1 or Z06. I would want the manual. Yeah. And honestly, in my findings, the manuals at this point are fetching about 10 grand more than the automatic variant of the same exact spec car, which is crazy because whenever the C7 was brand new, the manual was free and the automatic transmission was like a $2,500 upcharge. And now it's not only is it flipped, but it's way bigger the opposite direction. Yeah, Z06 Hot Rod Todd says, if you guys keep it up, Corey's going to get on here and be like,
oh man, I just typed in the comments. I said, I bet Rob's already texted him.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, again, and we've had this conversation before, but you know, when I took my car out on the track at NCM, just you could build a Stingray probably cheaper that would be just as quick on the track.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to tell you, like, just the sound and the experience, like,
that's it.
I had people coming up to me afterwards from when I was downshifting into turn one from the main straight, and they were like, God, your car sounds insane. And I was like, I love it. I love it.
Yep. And that's the big thing for me is that, you know, you can always buy I hate to say entry level, but if you buy a Stingray, even if you get like a non-Z51, 1LT, completely bare bones, you could take that absolutely and just dump a ton of money into it and still be less than what you would have spent on a Z06 and have a faster car. 100%.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it doesn't even take a ton of money to make a capable track car out of it.
Right.
It takes, I mean, you could take it to the moon, but it doesn't, like, you can make it.
Yeah. Or you spend a little bit more on the car initially and then put some extra money into it and make a car that's, you know, roughly the same, you know, whenever all the mods are said and done. And you have something that's, number one, nicer to look at, but number two, sounds better, more built for the track by itself. Right. So there's less you have to do with it. Whereas, like, if you buy a Stingray Z51 or not, one of the first things you're going to have to do is a bunch of suspension work because it's not going to handle on the track the way that the Z06 does. You're going to do power addition mods, of course, on either one if you wanted to, you know, be the best you possibly can. But the big thing is the suspension and aero is where the Z06 is going to be much better than the Stingray in stock form. So you're not going to have to add as much to it.
Yeah, I'd love to get, honestly, I'd love to get my hands on a Z51 Grand Sport, or actually a Z51 new Stingray that has the LS6 in it. I'd like to run that out there. I mean, I bet that's a big difference.
And
So
here, Rob says pretty much exactly what we're saying. He says, if you're looking for a budget friendly, less expensive car that's fun on the track, the Stingray is a great car. However, the Z06 on the track is a whole different experience. And that's been my experience too. I've owned a C8 Stingray. I didn't really do any crazy mods to that car, but the reason was because initially for about the first 2 months, I really, really loved that Stingray. It was
oh
literally
yeah,
making an argument for me to sell my
it's still a
ZR1 and just keep
badass.
the Stingray. But after 2 months, I literally, I just fell out of love. I was like, I want the Z06. Like I know the Z06 is going to be the car anyway,
Yeah,
so I sold the Stingray and got a Z06, and literally the Z06 fixed every single complaint I had about the Stingray. So it's
right.
tough. Like I said, it's tough to say, yeah, let me spend an extra 20 grand on a 2027 ZR1, which is now going to be about $120,000 more than I paid for my Z06, when it's a great car. It's a fast car. I'd love to have one, but is it worth 120 grand more? And the answer is no. The Z06 is always that bang for the buck that we always talk about.
Well, and I drove both of mine before. My C8's apart right now in pieces, but I drove both of mine the weekend before just because I was like, all right, I got to get both that back to back. And the C8 Z06 obviously is a much better overall car.
Yeah.
But fun factor, like you're saying, bang for your buck. Like you cannot touch a built C6 Z06. That was, I spent more time driving that car, and I drove it second, and I drove and drove and drove and drove and drove. It was just so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Professor Corvette says we should do an engine build experience for a ZR1 and bring Dana. You guys could probably teach the crew there a couple of things. That's pretty funny.
That is funny.
Rick Conti's in the house. He says Stingray best all around value and Z06 sick acceleration. Yeah, that's the thing, is like if you want to buy a car, if you're a more of a budget kind of guy, especially now, once the 27 Stingrays come out, the 26 and down Stingrays are going to take a massive hit. So if you want to grab a 26 or down Stingray, you're going to be able to get those, especially like the 2020s, 2021s. You're going to be able to get those for way less than you can now, and throw even 50 grand at them and be well under 100 still completely built. It's probably going to be, it would be at least as fast as a Z06 as far as like in a straight line, but yeah.
And also too though, like you think about like some class, like a lot of guys go out and just track stuff for like track events, whatever. But some guys run classes, and if you're running certain classes, your horsepower limited in some of these too. I think Corey actually talked about this so much. So it makes sense to say I'm going to buy and build a Stingray because your horsepower limited anyway. So you buy a stock Z06 and all of a sudden you're out of that class anyway. So again, for people who run like Grid Life and some of the others that are actual like class specific rules on horsepower to weight and all that crap, and you get to a point where the Stingray is your best option, and you said, they're going to get cheap. They're going to get real cheap.
Yeah, they are. And that's the thing, is like Mark, I don't want to upset Mark here, but he says don't hate on the ZR1s now. It's still a better bang for the buck compared to multi-million-dollar cars. Trust me when I say you will never hear me hating on a ZR1. I have a C7 ZR1. I'm going to be a ZR1 fanboy till the day I die. However, when we're talking best bang for the buck, I'm talking about specifically in the C8 generation. If you want to compare the ZR1 to Ferraris, Lamborghinis, the ZR1 outclasses them and outpaces them every day of the week and does it at a cheaper price. I will never argue that point. But when we're talking about specifically C8s, it's tough to beat the Z06 for the price that it's bringing right now.
Well, and also too, like again, we talk about this all the time. If you're running a place like NCM or something like that, a Stingray is probably well beyond, most of our capabilities. Let's be real.
100%.
You know what I mean? Set up properly, it's well beyond what we're going to do. We're not going to push it all the way to the ragged edge and be that 1 second difference between each car because we've pulled every ounce of performance out of it.
Right. Yeah.
And that's just not us. I mean, like, let's be real. There may be a couple of dudes that subscribing and listening that can really do that. And I'm not saying I pushed my car so hard I ended up off track. Ricky and I both did. But does that mean I was taking the best lines or the best? No, that just means I was sending it. That's all. So it is a difference in the fact that like you have to be able to use all that power. But
Right.
to me, it's not. I would give up to 2 or 3 seconds a lap on a bigger course, even if a built stinger was just because the sound that my Z06 makes in the experience. It's just to me that's more, way more, way more.
And honestly, whenever I'm sitting here talking about best bang for the buck, the biggest thing that I want people to keep in mind here is it is the best bang for the buck if you're going to buy any one of the performance variants and keep it stock. If you plan on buying it and not doing anything with it, the Z06 is 100% best bang for your buck because it is better than a Stingray. It is better than a Grand Sport. It is price-wise better than a ZR1. Price-wise, again, better than a ZR1X. So you're going to get the highest possible performance, the best possible look for the lowest possible price if you're going to keep it stock.
Well, and Steven and I, Steven has owned every variant, I think, of C8 that's out from, the Z06 E-Ray to Z01, Z01X, right? And we had this conversation a good bit where, at what most of us bought our Z06s for, unless they're coming out of warranty like mine, whatever, or not, whatever, I don't care because I tuned it, whatever else. When you get to a point you're talking about adding serious mods and serious power to a Z06, I mean, you're going to be 40, 50K into mods. And if you were like you 140, now you're 190,
right,
all said and done. That puts you back in the ZR1 conversation of just buy it from GM, have a warranty, and get pretty much the same car. I'm a build it kind of guy. Also,
Same.
They don't make carbon flash anymore, so it's hard for me to like even look at the other colors because then it wouldn't match. So I know it's weird, but that's just me. But we have that conversation a lot where it ain't cheap to mod these cars.
No,
so
it's
when
not.
You start,
yeah,
when you start talking your 140 in and then you're 40 or 50, all mods all in, you're at 190. Now you're at a point where, unless you really want to build and you really want to do something different, you're right up there with, if you can afford 190, you can afford 220 or 230. Let's just put it that way.
Well, yes, but you're forgetting one very important part of that conversation. You're not getting a ZR1 at MSRP.
Oh yeah. For right now, yeah, exactly. I mean,
or even an even better conversation is a friend of mine just bought a C8 Z06 used. I want to say he spent somewhere around 130 grand for it, and it came with all these mods already on it. So a lot of these cars,
secondary.
Yeah, if you buy it secondary, a lot of these cars will come with the Venturis. I mean, it had Forge Light SV00 wheels. So I'm sitting here, I'm trying to find out who it was he bought it from because it had to be a subscriber. It had to have been. Right. So it's like he had all these mods.
Again, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's like, again, I don't know. It's back in the shop for more work, so I don't know what's going on. He won't tell me, but Steven Z-Ray's back at Paragon. But, he was at one point considered selling that car. The beating he would have took on that car. I mean, somebody was going to buy a monster.
Yep.
And, again, they were going to be in it for, peanuts compared to what you build them for, right?
Yep.
And that is going to start to be a thing, especially when we start talking like C9 generation is starting to come around. People are going to start selling their modded cars. And, if you're patient, you can stay in it.
100%. And I mean, the same thing happened whenever the C7 was bowing out and the C8 was taken over. You're going to see this kind of stuff happen. People are going to take a beating on their cars, but it's, to be honest, like nobody wants to spend the money, but at the same time, spending the money and doing the work and putting these mods, that's literally more than half the fun with these cars.
And honestly, if they brought carbon flash back, that's a conversation I'll have. But I'm really having a hard time of thinking like it wouldn't match the rest of it wouldn't match my C6, it wouldn't match my Challenger, it just wouldn't match. I mean, to me, it's like, and then I think Rick mentioned Connie mentioned he's running his solar on P7. What do you run yours on? I run mine on P8. What do you run yours on, Justin? I was just
6. So between
P6?
us, we got 6, 7, and 8 covered. Joey Cuts.
I don't think I never asked you before. It hit me when Rick posted it. I was like,
well, I'll tell you what. I had it on 7, and then whenever I put the 92s on, I noticed it improved throttle response even more. So I bumped it down to 6, and honestly, I'm probably going to bump it down to 4 or 5 now.
I'll say it did get a lot touchier with the 92s. Like I'm probably going to come down from mine too, but
yeah. Joey Cuts said something that's pretty funny. He said that his mods on his Z06 didn't come with $100,000 dealer markup. So that's a great point too.
True.
Hot Rod Todd says putting mods on cars has always been a poor decision for resale, but it's fun and we can't resist. And that's 100% it.
Right.
I can't tell you how many cars I've had throughout my life that I've just thrown a bunch of mods at. And then when it comes time, I'm like, you know what? I want to get something else. I go to trade it in. I pull all those mods off and sell them on the forums to some other guy who just bought the car. A lot of times you can make that money back that way, but that's if you want to go through.
My stock cards.
It's if you want to go through the effort
for that
of
reason.
swapping it all back.
Well, and even Corey, because he's selling his E-Ray now, had his thing the other day, and again, it was like he was talking about what should I list it for, and I was like, man, and he even said when you mod a car, you're throwing that money away.
I was gonna say he's gonna take a bath for sure, and it's unfortunate,
especially now that the GSX is coming.
If he sells the car as it sits now, I'd say he's at best he's gonna get 120 for it, and that's probably pushing it. I know. Ken Squirrel Cage Garage, he was originally he was going to sell his E-Ray to me for around 90, and that was I want to say 130 MSRP car, and that was close to a year ago now. So I mean, he'll probably be lucky if he cracks into the hundreds, to be honest.
I told him to list it, owned by Corey, one of one,
I saw that.
All those Corvette guys do.
I mean, the mods have to mean something to the buyer. That's the only way you make your money back on mods. And if the guy looks at it and says, "This is exactly what I want. I was going to do these exact mods," he'll pay more.
Exactly. And that's why I told him it's worth whatever somebody will pay for it, right? Period. You find that right person, it's worth what somebody will pay for.
Yeah, and John Perkins, this is exactly my point. He says, I have never not modded my cars. Every single car I've ever owned has been modded. And I mean, I owned at one point a Chevy Cruze as a winter car, and even that had mods on it. Like you can't do it.
Well, and John and I talk a lot. We're very similar people. Like I will buy, like when I bought my 69 Dart, I will buy a car with a plan of, I could do this. You know what I mean? Like there's like a mod plan. Dude, when you buy it, you already know what you're going to build it. Like
whenever I was literally talking to you the day that I bought the Seawolf gray car, and I walk in and I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, I'm thinking in my head, and my wife is like, what do you think? She's like, it's so nice. And I look at her and I go, it will be. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, it needs wheels, it needs lowered, it needs carbon fiber. Like I'm building it in my head, looking at this car sitting there completely stock. I knew what I wanted out of this car and what it was going to look like, but sitting there stock, she was fine with it.
Yeah, I don't even think you had signed papers yet. And you were like, should I do all carbon fiber?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. I'm literally.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Exactly. I remember that was awesome. Yeah, Rick. Good to take. That would be a good video to take that thing to CarMax and get an estimate. Yeah,
they're going to be like 55.
Video, actually, Rick.
55. The only thing I'll tell you, and I've told you, Ricky, I've told you this too because you have an E-Ray. The only thing I'll tell you right now is that with the Grand Sport X coming, it is going to affect the price of an E-Ray. However, if that Grand Sport X comes out and is not tunable right off the bat, which we've already kind of determined it's probably not going to be, and if it maintains its security and it doesn't get cracked for a tune for years, your E-Rays are going to start creeping back up in value because those are the cars you can mod to crazy power levels, and the Grand Sport X you're not going to be able to, at least not initially. Depending on how long that takes, those E-Rays could start coming back up.
Yeah, and they actually, the chief engineer guy for the engine at the Bash confirmed that. He said it's not going to be we unlocked the Bosch, so now this is unlocked. It's a completely different encryption.
Right.
He's like, you're going to have to start from scratch. And they know that, but they're like, you're going to have to start from scratch.
Yep.
So
John Perkins says wheels and stance totally changes the personality of a car. 100%. That was the very first thing I did with my car was actually lower it and put Forge Light wheels on it. And once those wheels perfectly fit and the car sits like it should, it immediately changes it from, and I hate this term, but I'm just going to put it out there, just a Corvette to literally a supercar. That little bit, those two things, literally make it look like a supercar.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the only, there's two things. One of the biggest things I regret not getting was front end lift because I can't lower mine to yours just to get it on the trailer. Even with race ramps, I would love to have that extra this much. Absolutely.
That's what I was saying, Dan. He's like, shh, Onyx. Yeah. Onyx is barking, so.
Onyx is like, hey, this is my new house. What's up? Yeah, Hot Rod Todd. It is GM's version of the Bosch, but
Yeah.
it is their own in-house based off of the Bosch.
Which,
It's
which
not
you
the Bosch
know,
rebranded.
right? Which you know is not going to share encryption from any one of the other cars. It's going to be a new thing. Now, it could be something relatively easy to crack. So I don't want to make it sound like this
I
is
don't know.
guaranteed. But just be mindful of this, that there is a chance that this is not going to be hacked right off the bat, and it could be years. Like it took over 3 years for the Z06.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and again, he did say that, you're going to have to start from scratch on cracking it. But again, like you said, maybe it's easier. Maybe it's the same
Right.
difficulty. Who knows? I mean, it'll get cracked because the market's out there. I mean, look how much money HP's making on the Z06 tuning now. Like it'll get cracked. It'll get done.
Yep.
So
real quick, I did obviously want to talk about the 2027 build tool. I did want to also show the build I made of my ZR1, even though it's insanely priced, because I wanted people to see this. Because I thought that this particular option looked really good. It was the new pitch metallic with orange stripes, orange calipers, and a habanero interior. This is way outside the norm for me. But I was looking at this build and I was like, I really like this. This looks really good. So if I were to do a ZR1, this would probably be what I build. Now, it could vary from orange stripes to red stripes and red interior and red calipers, but the orange goes really well with the pitch gray metallic. So kind of an interesting build. And then of course the interior is all habanero. So I do the competition seats to break up the orange, and of course the level 2 carbon fiber to break it up a little bit more. But that looks really cool. I think that's very supercar-esque. So
yes,
I like that a lot.
That is really nice. You know what, too? Like they have like you can get the orange stripes and then like the pinstripe around the outside too. Like man, looks so good.
But just
and every time I see these new interiors and get back in my car, man, like with the screens and stuff, it is a light year difference, man. God.
Well, you know what's funny is that I saw one of Corey's most recent videos. He was talking about the 2026's the backup cameras not being as high quality as the 2025s and down, and I was like, that's interesting.
I don't drive in reverse, so.
Well, you also have front cameras, and those are the same. I do have those come on from time to time.
True.
Star Stuff says, Justin, did you decide not to buy a ZR1? I have not decided anything just yet, but that extra 20 grand on top of already 100 grand more over my Z06 certainly starts to make you think.
But here's the question for you though: is that extra difference between what your Z06 you paid and what you would pay for a ZR1? Is it TRX difference for a new TRX?
It absolutely is. No. I mean, if I trade my current TRX, I'm likely to get around 80 for it, and the new TRX is 108. So 28.
Well, but I'm saying difference. Like you have to. You're talking. You have a Z06. You've modded your Z06, and now you have a TRX too, right? Like I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like put them together as the package of. That's your ZR1, right?
Yeah. Sean Ruckert says, how do we Zelle money for entries? Sean, that's a great question. I'm actually going to put my email address in the chat. All you got to do is just send it to that exact email. Make sure you copy it just like that, because if you put it without periods, I won't get it. And like I said before, Zelle is the best way for this to work, because I actually get every penny of that, versus if you send it through Super Chat, YouTube takes a very large portion of it, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense if you do use Zelle. And I did get a Zelle earlier from Jeff. I got Jeff on there. Kevin Horan, I got yours as well. Alan, I got yours. Just so you guys know, I am keeping up with these, so if you didn't hear me shout you out, I still appreciate it. But just so you know, you're getting your entries. Yeah, Rumblebee as well. That's the other thing, is that I'm gonna get this new TRX, and then I'm also getting the Rumblebee. So one of my two local dealerships, one's getting me the TRX and another one's getting me the Rumblebee early on. So I'll have both, and I'm going to determine which one I like better and sell the other one, because there's no point in me having two trucks. But I will have both pretty early on, which is another reason why the ZR1 might have to wait. So we'll see what happens.
I love this plan, Justin.
I mean, spending somebody else's money is always a good time.
I'll come up. We'll race them.
Yeah, exactly.
I love this. I love this plan.
Now, the Rumblebee should theoretically be a little bit faster than the TRX because it's going to be a little bit lighter weight. It's going to have a shorter wheelbase, and it's going to have. I know right now they're talking the top speed of it's 170 versus the TRX tops out at like I think 118, but that's a tire thing, not a
whole different animal.
Yeah, they're built for two completely different purposes.
Exactly.
Smack says, what's the giveaway tonight for us latecomers? It's a great question. We are giving away a solar performance throttle body. So anyone from a C7 all the way up to the C8, if you have a C7 Stingray, Z06, even the ZR1, C8 Stingray, E-Ray, Z06, I don't think they have theirs out for the ZR1 yet, but even the new 92 millimeter ported throttle bodies for the Z06, that's what you could win. And if you win those, those are like $1,200. So good idea to get entered. Matt Hurley, what's up, man? He says he's also buying a Rumblebee. I had a feeling you probably would. You have all the cool toys.
Yeah, he does.
Hot Rod Todd says, add Justin to the YouTuber list. I could get a ZR1 for MSRP and turn it down. No, don't do that. Because as of now, I have not been offered one for an MSRP. That's my problem is that I could sit here and tell you, yeah, it's $100,000 more than now 20 extra on top of that. I'm not going to buy it. And if the dealer calls me tomorrow and says, hey, Justin, your name just came up. It's MSRP. I'm going to be like, yes, please. 2 if I could.
Right.
You know, that kind of dumb stuff. Right. So I'm not going to ever turn down a ZR1 at MSRP. But if I'm sitting here speculating with you, and if it's going to be another 6 to 12 months before, I probably would say no at that point because I'll just wait for it to be used and get it for $50,000 less. You know, that kind of thing.
Right. But again, they're not going to, they're going to hold value, but they're not going to be collectors. Like your C7 is never going to do anything but go up in value, period. It just is. It's already, you could get right buyer, you can get almost $400K for your spec on your car. That is never going to be the case unless you got a Stars and Steel or you got a Quail or you got something like that.
Yep. So actually, on that note, with Amber with the foam finger, we actually have a subscriber picture that Professor CORVETTE sent in because he was at a baseball game and it was delayed because of rain. And he had his foam finger. So like I said, guys, if you have these things, sending me pictures from doing cool stuff with them, I'm going to share them on here. And here is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Professor CORVETTE, at the delayed game with his foam finger. And again, he sent me 2 different photos. And he's rocking the CORVETTE shirt.
I love that.
He can't go by the name Professor CORVETTE and not have the CORVETTE shirt on. So thanks for sending in the pictures, Rob. I appreciate it. Look, I mean, you couldn't look better with that foam finger going on. So really cool stuff, guys. Like I said, if you have them, feel free to send in the pictures and I will get you shared up here as well. Charles does throw another $100 at this. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate that as always. So he's in for another 20 entries on these throttle bodies. He really wants these things. So he is now at 100 entries. Kevin Reynolds is at 60. David Z06 and Joey Cutts both at 40. So those are the guys leading the pack currently. But like I said, that does not mean you are out of the race if you haven't entered yet. So consider doing so. Throttle bodies are expensive. You can get them here for less. And also, let's smash the thumbs up button. I forgot to check on this. We have 99 likes. 99 likes. How's that possible? How has someone not been 100th? I'm watching it. Who's going to be the 100th like?
It's going to be me. It was my fault.
Was it? Did you just hit like?
No, I'm about to.
Did she just hit it? Did it go to 100?
No, I'm watching it. I want to see how fast it is.
Oh, no.
Tell me when you hit it.
I just did now. Ooh.
What's
I'm
that?
100.
Yep, there.
It just popped. Yeah.
It's like a minute delay.
Yeah,
all right. So anyway, guys, the thumbs up still helps though. Even though we've hit it, we hit the 100. We could still hit more. More is always better. You know how it goes.
Clay says it was me.
It probably was. We are at 100, but let's try to get to 200. Anyway, guys, let's talk about some news while we're getting these solar performance entries. Oh, I did just get another entry here. Let's see who this was. Sean is in for, he's going to have 10 entries. So 10 10. And who else? What was the other one? Larry is in for 1 entry. And that should be, that's it. So again, guys, let's keep the entries going and the thumbs ups going while we talk about some news. Because if you guys haven't seen, I know you guys are all here because you're Corvette fans, and Corvette just came pretty, well, I shouldn't say Corvette, Chevrolet won some pretty prestigious above average ranking in JD Power, which some of the cars on this list are interesting. So let's just say that. So right off the bat here, at the top is the best, towards the bottom is the worst. The very, very top one being the best is Porsche, then Genesis, then Ford, then Lexus, Nissan, Buick, blah, 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 blah. Down to Chevrolet being what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the list. But that's still relatively high. The study average is 10, 11, 12 down. And where things get really interesting for me is where like Rivian and Chrysler fall, which is kind of interesting. Chrysler is up there with some of the most. Of course, Volkswagen is as well. But where this one's kind of interesting is that Cadillac's on here with some of the most. I think that's odd because I've not really ever had any problems, significant problems with a Cadillac. But Volkswagen I could totally see. And even Ram is pretty high on that list, which is weird because I've not had a single problem with my Ram. But this is the list. I like that Chevy's on there in a positive manner. So, yeah, like I said, you guys were all kind of here for the Corvette. We're all fans of this thing. It's nice to see.
I don't know. I have to challenge the veracity of that list with Genesis being number 2 and Ford being number 3.
Yeah. Well, there is a lot of what I've heard that JD Power is bought, and if I had to guess based on what I'm seeing there, it probably is.
Yeah.
But for those of you who don't know or don't care, it's still nice to see a car that you own on that list.
Absolutely. Well, and Corvette news, I mean, that they won Le Mans GT3.
Yeah, that too.
There you go. Cadillac was winning there in hypercar for a minute, and then I think it was 3rd or 4th. But yeah, I mean, there you go.
Yep.
Go Pratt Miller.
David Z06, I'm sorry, I saw you ask that question earlier. He said, are you still planning a trip to Ron Fellows? Yes, actually, I was just emailing with them today, and I was, Ricky, I know he is too, but the summer special is running until the end of August. So if you book between now and the end of August, you will get it for $500 instead of $1,000 for a Z06, and you get 1 extra night for free to stay. So I am likely to do it before the end of August. Now, that's probably, if I had to guess, it's going to be right after Corvettes at Carlisle, and I think that's when Ricky's going to. So I'm going to try my best to find a room or a class that has a lot of openings. So if you're interested in going, I need an email from you. And I know I got this once before, but I need it again. So if you want to go, send me an email with your name, address, phone number, all that stuff, so I can put you on the list as well, so we could possibly get into the same class. Now, David, you said you might go too, right? Okay.
Yeah, if it's right around Carlisle, yeah, because I've got before and after off.
Okay.
So that would be
it would be right after Carlisle, most likely within a week after Carlisle. So
Chili Pepper. It'll be hot.
It is going to be extremely hot, and I wanted to wait, but that special is only going until the end of August. So it would be between now and the end of August is when you'd have to go. I wanted to go in like November to avoid the heat, but then the special's gone, and I might not be able to book that late because my 1 year of ownership is up in July of this year. So literally next month, which is.
But I think we went in October, and it was still hot.
Yeah,
like it was 103 degrees in October, so it doesn't matter when you. It's gonna be hot.
When I went the first time, we went in the end of January, and it was still hot. Like I fly out of Pittsburgh, it's like negative 20.
Death Valley. Yeah, and you're like a half hour from Death Valley. Like
yeah. Wheeler, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. For those of you just tuning in now, we are giving away a set of solar throttle bodies. Well, actually, I shouldn't say set. A solar performance throttle body for any of your Corvettes, C7 or C8, whatever Corvette you have. If you win, you tell me what you want. As long as they have it, you got it. So $10 is an entry, $50 or more is double entries. The Venmo link is pinned at the top of this chat, or you can use Super Chat, or Zelle is what I prefer. It would just be the horse.power.obsessed@gmail.com, and that's going to get you entered. Let's see what we got here. We got 2 more entries. Jason is in for 20 entries. And who was the other one? Aaron.
Yeah,
Aaron Anderson is in.
Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, that's a good point, Jason. The 6.2 issues were probably the caddy issues. I bet you any money. That's a good point.
What was it?
The 6.2 issues on the 6.2 engine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably.
I bet that was probably what I bet you. Because everything, I mean, like you said, my mom had Cadillac for years. Like, there's never any problem with Cadillac.
Yeah, I mean, Amber has obviously the Lyric, and I haven't had any problems. We haven't had any problems with it outside of that first initial thing that we had. That I still want to make an update video on that, because it ended up being nothing major, even though the dealer made us super scared and said to go home and start the lemon process, and then it ended up being something super simple to fix it. It was really weird, but
that is a nice vehicle. After riding that, man, that is a nice vehicle. God. There's no way I would buy, and again, Tesla, if I would, there's no way I would buy a Tesla or anything else over that Lyric.
Yeah, it is. It is a nice car.
No way. That thing is absolutely gorgeous.
Sean, I got you for your entry, if that's what you're asking me. I didn't see a question from you, but you're saying my name, so I'm guessing I missed something.
Say my name.
Anyway, I'm watching, Sean. If you have something to say there, I'll make sure to see it. But I did get you entered in. I got everybody that has put money into this so far. You guys are all entered. Aaron Anderson was the last one that entered. He says, how much does Justin charge to install the throttle bodies? It depends. If you have an inventory intake, it's going to be far less than if you have the stock intake. We were just kind of talking about that, but
yeah, we just had that conversation.
Yeah. If you're close enough, if you're local to me, I'll help you out. I won't. If you win them, or even if you buy them, let me know. We'll help you out. Still waiting for Horsepower Obsessed to start the Celeste. Oh my God, that car is insane. I don't even know. Celestique.
Yeah, it's like $300,000.
Yeah, it's like $300,000, and it looks like a smashed down version of the Lyric. It's like identical looking, and I think it was 100 or 200 more horsepower, but I don't know why it's so freaking much money.
Just get a Lyric V.
That's what I would do. I saw one of those the other day. It's pretty nice.
It is nice. Yeah, I saw one too. But like I said, there's no way I would buy a Tesla or a Lucid or whatever else after seeing Amber's Lyric. There's no way. That is the EV from that thing is amazing, gorgeous.
So while we're kind of on the topic of the ZR1, let's talk about the ZR1X, because that's something that's doing some work here. And I know we got a guy here that's gonna probably laugh at the numbers I'm about to put on the screen. But currently, a 2026 Corvette ZR1X casually runs into the 8s with stock tires. So goes to the drag strip. Obviously removed his wing, which is interesting, but hits, what was it? 8.74 seconds. This was drag times that did this. And is still not quite touching the 8.675 of GM, but I don't know if we have somebody in the chat here that might want to challenge these numbers. Hint, hint. Yeah, I'm not sure if that person wants to yet or not, but I'm pretty sure he has gone faster than this. So either way, no matter how you slice this, the Corvette, the Corvette ZR1X is still the undisputed drag strip king. You are not going to beat this car. Like, even if you took, I mean, I would have to say, even if you took a ZR1 and just like threw a ton of money at it, it's going to be really hard to catch this thing because of how fast it's launching and stuff. So I don't know. Aaron, I did get your entry, Aaron. You're good.
Yeah, again, too, and to come this fall when the weather starts to get nice in different parts of the country, you're going to start to see some absolutely insane times. Absolutely insane. You know, and even like I think for a while there, because everybody was running their, the times on the stock charts because, again, even Steven getting the top end figured out with the drag radius. I mean, when you're going through the trap at the end of the thing is almost 170
Yeah.
miles an hour.
You need a freaking parachute.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So, but the e motors up front too, they're even having like, it just launches so hard that even the e motors are having an issue too. It's just crazy how hard that thing launches.
Yeah.
And now that you have, drag radials, bead locks, those things like that to, make sure you have enough traction, we're going to see some interesting times.
Yep.
Interesting times.
Professor Corvette says that GM strongly advises against removing the rear wing, says the car will go out of control. They said the same thing about the C7 ZR1. I remember when people were taking those wings off to go to the drag strip, they said, no, don't do that. Because if you take off that rear wing, but you don't mess with the front splitter, it does
Correct.
unbalance the aero. So I could see why they would say that, because they don't want to be, holding the bill whenever someone sues them. You really shouldn't be taking that stuff off. But
it is true though. Steven confirmed that. Yeah, it is true. And he even asked Holder about it because he was floating around all over the top back end and he thought it was the drag radius, but it was the fact that he had taken the wing off.
Oh wow. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, and Holder actually told him was man. He's like, used to have a lot of front aero with the ZR1 because the way the pass through of the hood. He's like, and basically what you did was you took the car and you unbalanced it this way. So you took some of the downforce off the back end, but he's got a drag wing now. You guys have seen pictures on social media, and like you saw the TX2 or the streetcar takeover people like highlighting it. So hopefully the drag wing will take care of some of that. So it'll keep the car stable, but it'll reduce it. But yeah, no, that is absolutely fact. I don't think the Z06 and the Stingray are quite at that speed where it is, but certainly the X, like I said, he's trapping, I think almost 170 or 168 or something like that. Like it is it was all over the place. That's why he knocked off the front canard because he was all over the place and hit the cone. Yeah. So it is confirmed. Be very careful if you've got a ZR1 or a ZR1X and you take that rear wing off on the big end. Be very careful.
Yeah, and Hot Rod Todd said that the drag radials do make it float around, but it's not as that by itself is not as bad as whenever you're unbalancing the aero in the car too. So it's definitely worse whenever you're doing both. We'll say.
And you legit have like from the X and the ZR1 where it has the pass through at the front of the hood as well. So you've got more front aero than you would on the other cars. So you really will unbalance the car. Like it's confirmed.
Well, the same thing with the C7 ZR1 because the whole front splitter setup on that car was different than it was on the Z06. So that, especially on the ZR1 ZTK package, you had the splitter, the canards, and then the big wing in the back. And those are set up to complement / balance each other. So if you remove one without the other, you're going to have some issues. And I mean, that is somewhat common sense to me at least, but some people.
And GM ran those times for the low wing car. I think the low wing car is probably your best drag setup if you didn't want to go something custom like Steven did, like a low wing car, or if you have a low wing, you could pop on, but you'd have to have the holes and stuff. But like the low wing car, to me, if you're going to just drag it and you don't want to, like, I would never buy one like a ZTK all day long every day.
I know.
But that's the drag setup is the low wing car. It's got enough rear downforce to keep it from going all over the place. And like Hot Rod Todd said, you combine drag radials with less rear downforce, you got a problem.
Yep. Chili Pepper said he'd like to see times with and without the wing. The thing is with how quick you're doing this run, I bet you the difference with and without, it's probably tenths of a second. I doubt it's ever going to even amount to a full second. But the guys that are doing this, they're literally splitting hairs. They want the fastest time, and even if that's by a tenth of a second, and that means removing that wing. It is what it is.
And you know where you're going to see that difference, Todd, and everybody? Like you're going to see that difference not but at the big end or your 100 to 150 time.
Yeah.
That's where you'll see because that's where the arrow starts. It's not linear. It's an exponential progression. And the faster you go, the more you so that 100 to 150 time or at the big end is where you'll see it on a drag strip if you're doing quarter mile stuff. It will be. It'll be a tenth. I mean, I guarantee you it'll be a tenth.
At least.
But like Justin said, you're looking at these like min-maxing this stuff. Like I mean, really min-maxing this stuff. Like how can I get another half a tenth or how can I get a tenth? So yeah, it makes a difference, but most people it's not even worth taking it off just because of the fact that you'd unbalance the car. So
right. Professor Corvette says Active Aero would have fixed this. it makes it so no one removes a wing on the drag strip. You just push a button and it doesn't come up.
I love how GM even acknowledged it. They're like, it's easy to take off. Here's your bolts. Take it off. Done.
It is really easy to take off.
Yeah, it really, really is.
Yeah. Oh man, some of the comments here. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna give. Let's see, what do we got here? Let's do 3 more minutes for the giveaway. If you guys want to get in on the Solar Performance throttle body giveaway, you're gonna have 3 more minutes to do so. So if you guys are just joining, it's a ported throttle body from Solar Performance for a C7 or a C8. Doesn't matter what Corvette, as long as they make it. If you win, you tell me what you want. $10 is an entry. $50 or more is double entries. Get in on it now. You got 3 more minutes to make your entries, and then I'm going to put it into the Wheel of Fortune, and we're going to pick our winner.
Yeah, and Ricky was like, he doesn't understand why guys like Brooks that drag race their cars buy the ZTK cars. You'd be an idiot not to buy a ZTK if you had one an option. Like, look at the C7s as a perfect example of why if you're going to be in it, like, just.
Interestingly, though, I'm pretty sure, I'm going to have to check before I say this, but I'm pretty sure that the spec I just saw from Drag Times on his ZR1X is a low wing car. Or I should say a no wing car, really.
It is the drag setup. I'm telling you.
Well, I mean, with his name, his channel name's Drag Times. Like, I would hope he's going to set that car up for the best possible drag time.
Yep. Yeah, that's why they ran that car. They didn't take a high wing car and take the wing off. GM ran the low wing car, and again, that's it.
Weekly speculation on whether or not the C8 Zora is still coming. All right, let's do it. Might as well. We do it every week, right?
Right.
I have not heard anything additional about it since the last time I heard it, which was a definite maybe. And that was coming from a pretty solid source inside GM that said that it has been discussed, and they're still kind of back and forth with whether or not that's going to happen. But the fact that it is being discussed tells me, just like I've said a couple times with even the ZR1 or the Z06X, if they're talking about it, it's probably going to happen.
Yeah. Well, and again, too, like, they're riding this ZR1X hype right now, so they can kind of work in it behind the scenes, and nobody's asking them about the Zora right now because the ZR1X is all over everything. So they're kind of keeping it on the DL and running with it. So,
all right, guys, we got 122 likes. That's pretty good, but we could do better. We got 1 more minute to get your entries in for the Solar Performance throttle bodies. If you want to get any additional entries in, now's your chance. Win some throttle bodies, and smash the thumbs up while you're at it.
Hot Rod Todd said, no, but they'll call it the pigeon to go opposite the quail.
Or the shotgun.
Oh, the comment section is so great.
I know,
wish the comment
always
section
good.
would show up after so I could go back and read them all just because they're so good.
Professor Corvette says that he puts all of Josh Holder's talk through an AI to detect whether there was a hint about Zora. There was not.
Oh, that's good. Yes, Clay, I'll text you after we're done, buddy.
Sean says if it's been discussed, they're not sure when the last model year is going to be. You know what? It's interesting you bring that up because I'm pretty sure for at least the C7 and probably the C8 too, GM really doesn't know exactly when they want to end that. Because with the C7, I guarantee you, it was not originally planned to end the C7 in 2019. Somebody decided to do it because the 2020 number sounded nice and fresh for a new mid-engine car. I bet you the C7 ZR1 was not supposed to be a 1-year run. It ended up being that because they wanted 2020 to be the C8. And really, they were still testing the C8 Stingray, and it was just ready earlier than they thought it was going to be. So I would not be surprised to find that they don't ever start a generation of Corvette knowing when they're going to end it. I would almost put money on the fact they have no idea until the day that they know, which is probably very near the actual end of the run.
Right.
Let's see. Did we get any other entries? I think we are done at this point, guys. I'm going to go ahead and put the names into the Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 entries, looks like. So not too bad. All right.
Somebody asked earlier, is the engine and everything in the back, is it in a cradle? Not really. It kind of all just bolts in as one piece. There are some like suspension parts, but like when the back end of mine came out, I was really impressed. I was like, wow, that's it. Like, that's it.
Hmm.
Like when you watch them marry it at the plant, if you've ever done the plant tour, it's amazing how little work actually goes into bolting it up.
There's
You're
not
like,
a
that's all that's holding that shit in there. Like,
there's not a lot that holds it in. Yeah, you would think that it would be more just because it seems pretty stout. But all right, we got the names in the wheel. I'm gonna kick it over here, and somebody who's gonna tell me. Who's going to tell me how many times to spin this or to shuffle this
Ricky
thing?
is.
Ricky?
Ricky.
All right, Ricky. How many times should I shuffle this wheel?
8.
No, I just said Ricky. Is your name Ricky? Is it?
Can be if you want to.
Ricky Bobby says, I thought there was a Zora spotted on the camo on the track. It had a center stabilizer down the back window. There's no confirmation of what that was. And honestly, if you look back at the old C8 images, the C8 Stingray, a lot of them had that same center stabilizer, and it was probably to throw people off what the back was going to look like. Because under that camo, there's all kinds of stuff under the camo to make it so you don't know what you're looking for. All right, I don't know if Ricky's still in.
Ricky already said 9. Did he say that? Yep, Ricky said 9.
9?
Yeah.
That's a lot of times.
Can you count that high?
Ouch. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right.
Ooh.
That was tough.
I'm exhausted.
I was going to say, I'm sweating. All right, here we go. Who's going to win?
Big bucks, no whammies. Let's go. Oh, I love watching this. Oh, it's going to stop.
No, it didn't.
Oh.
That sucks. All right, so Kevin Reynolds. I'm pretty sure.
Congratulations, Kevin Reynolds.
Congratulations, because I'm pretty sure he has entered a couple times for this and he has not won yet. So he finally did. Kevin, same as always, text me your info and I will get that sent out. But Aaron Anderson, I was gonna say,
up and down for
I'm sorry that was rough, but Kevin, congrats. Go ahead and send me that info and we'll get you your new throttle body. Let me know which one you want, what color, and all that good stuff. But yeah, big congrats to Kevin.
Yeah, congrats, Kevin. This is a giveaway right here.
This is a big one, yeah, because he has a Z06, so he's gonna choose the big boys. But
this is a big one. Yep.
All right, guys. Big thank you to all you as usual. Thanks for supporting the channel the way you guys do. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys same time, same place next Monday night. Stay obsessed.